So most people do not understand this one thing about Bitcoin, that the majority of Bitcoin's gains come in just 10 days out of the entire year. Excluding those 10 days per year, the average annual return has been negative. So just understand that when you hear Bitcoin is the best performing asset year after year after year, it is. But if you weren't in the market for those specific 10 days, which nobody knows when that happens or when that's going to be, you missed almost all the upside. It is so clear. The data goes back from 2013 until our last full year of present day, so 2024. And in the purple, every year, we see Bitcoin's total returns in its best 10 days. And in the gray, we see the total returns for the other 355 days. And what do you notice? I notice most years are negative if you weren't in Bitcoin in those 10 best performing days, which again, nobody knows when that is. So in 2017, if you just full on hold all year, you were up over 800%. If you missed the best 10 days, you were down 23%. If you missed the best 20 days, you were down 67%. If you missed the best month, which might be the end of this year, you were down 84% compared to 800% gain. Looking at Bitcoin's price action year to date, we're only up about 13% since the beginning of the year. Right from $94,000 to now $107,000. That's one of two reasons which I believe Bitcoin is going higher by the end of the year. I know we just have a few months left, several weeks left. We'll get to number two reason in a second, as well as my top three altcoins I think are worth buying in the dip. But I love this explanation from FundStrat's Tom Lee.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of time. We have 10 weeks. As you know, Bitcoin makes its move in 10 days a year. So are Bitcoin's best days in the fourth quarter? Probably, because we have catalysts, the Fed's easing. We have a shutdown that's been risk off. We have China-US tensions that, look, every time there's a headline on China, like Bitcoin takes a gut punch, right? Because it is money flows and deleveraging. So that goes away. We have seasonality that favors stocks moving up. Stocks moving helps Bitcoin. So to me, the chances of Bitcoin having a huge fourth quarter are really high, and not all of these would be tailwinds for gold. So I wouldn't count. I still think it's possible for Bitcoin to hit 200,000 by the end of the year.
And I'm not a financial advisor. Make your own decisions. But I believe Bitcoin is going much higher in these next several weeks. Number one's based on past performance. Number two reason for me is based on catalyst for the future. But reason number two, catalyst, we've mentioned this several times, but I have a new update for you. The Market Structure Bill, the Clarity Act, the biggest piece of crypto legislation the crypto has ever seen. Slight delay with the government shutdown, but it's coming. Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, gives us an update. Market Structure Bill is coming before the end of the year.
Hey everyone, Brian Armstrong here. I'm back in DC, and even though the government is shut down, the Senate is working hard on getting market structure legislation passed for crypto, which is great to see. I attended some meetings this morning with both the Senate Dems, the Senate Republicans, and I'd say they're 90% on the same page. There's draft text being shared back and forth between both parties. Both sides want to get this done. That last 10%, there's a couple remaining issues open, like, for instance, DeFi. We want to make sure that we're pushing to protect DeFi and all the innovation potential that can have, and that the centralized intermediaries in crypto, like Coinbase, should be regulated, not the protocols. And then, of course, we're making sure to preserve stablecoin rewards for you as well. The big banks are coming for their cash grab, trying to block that, even though it was just recently decided in the Genius Act, which just recently became law. We're not going to let them relitigate that. So with these last few issues getting wrapped up, we're hoping to see this bill come out of committee by Thanksgiving. That would be a great outcome. Fingers crossed. We're going to keep showing up for your rights, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks.
So, for me, Bitcoin is a raging buy. Bitcoin is undervalued. Three altcoins I'm looking at. I own these. I bought it on the last dip. I think these three altcoins are undervalued as well. Again, based on the fundamentals, not hype, fundamentals. So, altcoin number one is Ethereum. Fundamentals. Stablecoin growth on Ethereum is exploding. USDT, the stablecoin on Ethereum, just smashed through a new all-time high. Daily value transferred on ETH just hit 27.66 billion, the largest in Ethereum's history. Liquidity is flooding into Ethereum like never before. And I get it. As price consolidates, but fundamentals are increasing. That's bullish. That gives us a clue on where price may be headed. Coin number two is Solana. Breaking news. Fidelity, the asset manager with $5.8 trillion in assets under management, makes Solana accessible for all U.S. brokerage customers, meaning these are the tradable coins on Fidelity. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, now Solana. And this opens up such a big pool of potential capital to come into these coins and also fundamentals. Solana has emerged as one of the most prominent blockchains. Its native applications, meaning the projects built on Solana, generate $3 billion in revenue. Generated $3 billion in revenue in the last year. Planned upgrades are expected to double the network's capacity by year's end. And I loved this perspective from the head of DeFi at Galaxy on what to expect next for Sol.
I think that Solana is going to have the most powerful, the fastest transaction and execution layer on Earth. We are going to move from a mere blockchain to something more akin to a global supercomputer, a shared state. A computer in which anyone can access, which it will be permissionless, and it will be faster than the NASDAQ, faster than Visa, faster than MasterCard. And when you factor in T+1 settlement, it's already faster. You're going to see Solana have 20 millisecond block times, multiple concurrent leaders. You're going to see Solana producing and executing consistently a million transactions per second. And that's not going to be just speed for speed's sake. It's going to mean that Solana is going to be not just competitive with the NASDAQ, but it's going to be something that the NASDAQ might want to build on top of. And so we think that is the markets will converge. DeFi will look more like CeFi. DeFi will look more like TradFi in many ways, but maintain its core characteristics because those are inherent to trading on a decentralized network.
And coin number three, many people are bullish on BitTensor Tau. We know they have the halving coming up, their first halving ever, in December of this year. That's going to massively reduce sell pressure, much like what we see with the Bitcoin halving. And I found it very interesting what early Bitcoiner and billionaire Barry Silbert just said about BitTensor to all his TradFi friends.
I believe that the next big wave in crypto is going to be the convergence of AI and crypto. There's a bunch of projects that are doing interesting things. The one that has reached escape velocity is something that's called BitTensor. And so essentially what BitTensor is, it's an open source protocol just like Bitcoin, and it enables decentralized and permissionless AI. And think of it this way. In the way that the internet was the World Wide Web of information, BitTensor is creating the World Wide Web of intelligence. And it's this incredibly fast-growing, passionate community of AI engineers and machine learning experts and data scientists who are saying, you know what? I don't want the world that I live in to be dominated by 3, 4, 5 very large tech incumbents. I want to open up the development and the access to AI, and BitTensor is enabling that. It is the thing that I've gotten most excited about since Bitcoin.
Thank you for watching this video with me. Please go to my playlist and watch previous videos on my channel to increase your knowledge in the field of digital currencies and finance. I would appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Please leave your opinion about these three currencies in the comments. Until another video, goodbye.